Okay. Now, initial impressions of Madusa when she first came into the territory.
Deuce. I go, well, she was later Alundra Blaze.
Right.
But when she first got the name Madusa, I went up to her and I said, Debbie, why did you have to pick a character that has snakes coming out of their head? And I hate snakes.
Right.
And because she was not a snake. You know, she was a female like everybody else. She was career-minded and goal-oriented woman. She wanted to be in the wrestling business. She wanted to be champion. She did what it took to get there. And she worked very hard at it.
Now, you guys had a match at Super Clash, too, that sticks out in my mind. Any memories of that match? Or?
Super Clash, God. I was thankful that we both came out of the ring without being hurt. Women have a tendency to be a bit rough.
Right.
That's only because we have always seen that we have to follow the guys, and in our eyes, their perfection, and we have to come as close to that, if not better.
Right.
The thing that Debbie and I used to like to do, Madusa, is we used to like to change our matches around, and ever who was following us, if those guys did not say, God, I hate to follow us, then we weren't doing what was expected of ourselves.
Right.
I mean, we had our own expectations of what we had to do, and we just always liked to have a good match.
Now, was it true that Wally McDaniel actually brought her into the company so you could work with her? Or?
I'm not sure who brought her in, but if Wahoo did, it was a good thing. God bless him.
Now, were you extra tough on her? Because some say, well, Madusa actually credits you as being tough on her, but she said it in a positive light.
If I was rough on her, it was not intentional. It was because we both demanded the best from each other. She was newer at the time. I've never wanted to go into the ring or with the intentions of going into the ring to hurt someone.
Right.
That is not in my makeup. Maybe I was a little stiff occasionally, and it's only because I saw that something was going wrong and I had to take control of the match to get it back on track again. But she followed good. She was wonderful, and hey, her career speaks for itself. I mean, both of us were young at the time. I had maybe a couple of years more experience, but she followed right along.
Who trained her? Do you remember?
Don't remember right offhand.
How did you wind up in the WWF? Now, Monday Night Nitro happened with WCW, and they did a skit with Madusa dropping the WWF Women's title in the trash can. Mm-hmm. Did that offend you at all, or did you think it was just business and, you know?
It's business.
Okay. You actually came back in 2000 for a match with Madusa.
Yeah.
What were the circumstances behind that? I think Russo is there now, running the show.
They wanted me to bring back. They wanted me to start wrestling again, and my body was not able to do it. And that was after the rehab and everything. But with trying to deal with pain and what I had done to my body previously, it was a hard thing to go back and try to do, because I was in essence going back and looking my demons in the face. And
current WWE product and the use of the women. They're pretty much not really legit workers per se.
Wait a minute, Lita is.
No,
legit.
I'm saying some of them are.
Specific.
Okay, Lita's definitely paid her dues.
Trish has come a long way. I am so proud of that girl.
Right.
Yes. Okay. Stacy, she's still coming along.
Right.
You know, Victoria, she's phenomenal. Molly Holly, can you see? I had a couple of matches with her, and she threw me into the turnbuckle. It was a WCW show.
Right.
Yeah. And she threw me into the turnbuckle. She started doing the death flip coming up, and I said, "Holy crap!" I had no idea. She didn't tell me she could do all this. She was so into so many acrobats and stuff. She's just an amazing girl. She's an amazing woman. You know, all the women. I respect all the women up there, because they are doing what the cards have dealt them. They're making choices about what they can do in this particular era. In their era. This is not my era anymore.
Right.
You know, so they're not doing anything more now than us girls haven't done in the past. They're just the only thing that I miss with the girls is being able to the differences. You know, like a lot of blondes. You know, I always thought that the women needed to be something special, each and every one in their own right. You know, the two blondes don't look like you get Stacey Keebler Tori, I mean, they're two blondes.
Right.
You see what I'm talking
Right,
about?
totally.
Variety's the spice of life. Something different. And fantasy and glamour was always really good for me. And now there's no, when I watch, I see everything. There's nothing left to the imagination much. But I'm sure that in this day and time, in their era, this is what they want. This is what the office wants.
I guess I'll rephrase it. Does it actually bother you that they're looking for models and trying to train them to be wrestlers rather than using trained female wrestlers?
I don't see where it's going to do them any good to get someone unless they're planning on training them. If they train them, that's fine.
Right.
But I just don't see some of the girls that they have had up there. They don't appear to me to be tough women that can endure the BS that this business puts you through. I say BS. I guess. What's the easier way to put it? I mean, this business is really rough, and you have to be very focused. And I've always felt that as a woman in this business, as like the women before me, you have to have a love for this business. You have to get in there, and the things that we do as women to our bodies in order to compete in this male-dominated sport, we have a love for it. These women, these models do not.
Right.
All they see is stars. That's all they see. They see the glitz and the glamour on TV. Glitz